Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Thursday, the 29th of August 2024. So big tech bullion and Bitcoin battered before NVIDIA's big night. Lowest volume day of the year, as biggest drop since Manic Monday, August the 5th, when Japan raised rates. And US stocks were lower, but off troughs heading into the APAC trade, whilst NVIDIA slumps after hours. US stocks were lower, but off troughs heading into APAC trade, with weakness led by Nasdaq and semiconductor names ahead of NVIDIA's earnings after hours. And economic news today, German CPI never seems to come out at a fixed time. They just like to surprise the market. We've got the Spanish flash, prelim GDP from the US, and unemployment claims, that's the weekly one, prelim GDP price index quarter on quarter, and 3 p.m. pending home sales for the US, which is only set to increase by 0.2. So interesting, such a low number there. Right, let's get on, have a look at the market's reaction to NVIDIA's results yesterday, and how the market will react today. So kicking off with the Dow, we can see that the market sold off yesterday but came back off the lows, and overnight the market is moving back to the all-time high of 41,429. In the 30-minute chart, we started off all gung-ho. As you can see there, NVIDIA disappointed. Markets moved lower, but have bounced overnight, and you can see that we're gaining back some ground here to head back towards those highs that we've seen of yesterday, and also the all-time high earlier on in the week. In the German DAX, the market was up and then it was down, but overnight the market recovering. We again note these numbers. The market's moving towards the all-time high of 18,921, so that's 19,000 is the next upside target. I'll talk about this more when we get to yesterday's trades and show you how I use these targets in order to hold a trade. If we have a look at the 30-minute charts, market traded up really nicely up to the R3, which again I'll discuss shortly. Then the market made its way down with the Dow giving all back everything that it actually made, but it tried to hold. It wasn't a straight down reversal there. It did pull back, dead cat bounce, then down, but overnight the market's above the DP and trying to get back above yesterday's high, which was at that R3 level there. In the S&P 500, similar to the Dow, the market sold off, but overnight prices are finding a bit of support there. In the 30-minute chart, the market was really quiet until the cash market opened. Prices moved lower. We then got a bit of a bounce. Then we retested, and overnight the market has traded down to yesterday's low, where it's found some buying and traded back up to the DP. However, the market hasn't closed back above the DP yet. It will need to, but the 5-bar moving average is starting to move above the 20 there, adding a bit of a change to the down trend there and supporting the breakout to the upside there off the low of yesterday. Meanwhile, in the FT 100, also down, but bouncing off the 5-bar moving average and trying to get back to the high, as we can see there, of 8,404. The all-time high for the FT 100 is 8477.16. And in the 30-minute charts, prices were lower, bouncing off Tuesday's low. Market back up sideways, and then coming back, as you can see there, if we just draw that in there, we've got a retracement of about 78%, back up to 78%, and then we retest with the Dow. We've got a low there that's been put in place, but the market has moved up quite nicely above the DP and above the close, and also the 200 MA and the 50 and the 5 there, heading back towards yesterday's high, which was made early on in the session, just after 8 a.m. Yesterday, US dollar moving higher. I spoke about this and that the metals would be slammed yesterday, and that's precisely what happened. So let's have a look at those. As I mentioned in yesterday's alert, any opportunity to slam the price of the metals, particularly silver. We saw this yesterday. Market down to the 50 EMA, but trying to bounce a bit overnight. Let's see if it's got any sort of momentum and legs to actually get through that $30 level. Let me just draw this in for you, because we've got this high here. You can see $30.17. Let's get rid of the 29.57 there and just save that. So yeah, we need to take out the 30 So $30.17 there. But as in normal style with the bank, as you can see yesterday, taking advantage of that potential weakness. Bit of a move up overnight. However, the market is not closing above the DP at the moment. It needs to close above this. We could soon get another test back down to the low of yesterday with this market. If not, then we could make our way back up, and that would be encouraging back to the high of yesterday's overnight markets, so early hours of Wednesday there. Meanwhile, in gold, bouncing back quite nicely compared to silver. We're up at 25.31 as the all-time high for this market, and in the 30-minute chart, the market was already pumped to the downside. Then it bounced and then shaken out at the LBMA fix. They've got a retracement in there of around 89 at the S2. Markets managed to move higher off this, and unlike silver, is already above the DP level there for yesterday. Well, for yesterday's DP there. Okay, so we'll look at the gold-silver ratio. And as we'd expect yesterday, silver was slammed, so the gold-silver ratio moves to the upside, which you can see there. And overnight, so it's now moving back down as silver is managing to gain back some of that ground that it lost during yesterday's slam. Right, let's have a look at yesterday's trades, see what happened in the German DAX 2-minute. So yesterday, let me just wind this back to the beginning, and you'll see that the market was moving up to begin with. Then it pulled back, sat on the 50 EMA in the 2-minute. We're actually long as well because we're above the 200 MA, and the market then starts to move to the upside. We then get to the cash open, we see a bit of a spike, and the market then decides to trade sideways before breaking above the psychological level and then breaking back down before breaking back up once more, and then the market puts in a potential buy signal there. Market moves higher, and I'm going to fast forward because as you'll see there, moving the stop to break even. And notice how the market picks up at the 50 EMA there as the market came back, keeping the trend intact and continuing to move higher. And then mid-morning, I'm having a look now at the daily chart. I'll just bring this back a bit for you. And drawing on the lines, I just want to see where the next upside target was. And you'll see that appear on the screen at 854. And then if we go back to the 2-minute chart, you will see that we have 853. So as the market heads towards the R3, I know the R3, 99% of the time the market will stop. It's a very, very high percentage because it's already gone through the R1, the R2, the R3. You tie that in with the daily chart targets as well. Just wind it back a bit again so you can see what I was doing. It's around here somewhere. At that R3 level, there it is, just past it. There we go. Yeah, so the 854. Just take the last 3 digits. Market moving up to this area, and therefore, as the market approaches this, I then decide to take the profits off the table. Didn't quite get there when I was looking at this, but I had to go out, and I thought, well, now is as good a time as any to be too greedy. And as the market comes back, taking the profits off the table, and then prices do drift lower, but they do come back up to the R3 and hit that target before prices then start to move lower there. As you can see, I was waiting for the Dow. In the afternoon, the market goes back and retests the R3. We then get the economic news, and then we go into the close of the session as we had no trades in the afternoon. So yesterday, good trading session there in the morning, and holding through the mid-morning there as the markets traded higher. And that's how I use the daily chart in conjunction with whatever the time frame is, whether it's 30 minutes, 5 minute, 2 minutes, or even 1 minute. Just use those pivots and targets to use as profit targets or entry places, etc. So the market then just became quiet as NVIDIA was about to report, and then it just drifted into the evening session there. So finally, if we have a look overnight, the market is off those highs of yesterday, and you can see there at the moment we're above the DP we're above the 200 MA. Looks at the moment slightly unsettled that we could have a bit of a retest and a shakeout to the 200 MA before wanting to move back to the upside, because we've got the 18,858 there to which is yesterday's high to actually take out, to head back to that all-time high that we saw recently. Okay, that's it for today. As ever, thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next one.